Hey guys, it's Jenkins2-in-1 here, and today we are going to be ranking all 74 of DC's most powerful characters. Now, I'm hoping that I can make this one a lot shorter than Marvel's one, and not have to break it up into 4 different videos, and just for viewer convenience and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to try to do it as like 1 to 3 sentences per character or group of characters taking up a slot in this list. So, in the sake of time, let's get right into it at number 74. At number 74 is Auron. Now, Auron is a character who appeared in the 70s in DC Comics. He has extremely vast energy manipulation powers that made him almost a god. That's how he was described by Superman and other members of the League. So this guy's crazy powerful. He'd be comparable to Vulcan in Marvel, so that's who this guy is. He's really strong energy manipulator, and that's why he stands right here at number 74. Number 73 is the Guardians and the Controllers. Now, if you didn't know, the Guardians and the Controllers are actually the same exact species. They're the Malthusians, and the Guardians are the ones that give the Green Lanterns their power, and the Controllers are like a rogue sect of that, okay? So, they're so powerful, they were the ones that pretty much pioneered the emotional spectrum and all that good stuff, and they give all the Green Lanterns their Green Lantern rings, and so they're just really powerful and really cool, so that's why they're here at number 73. At number 72, we have the parliaments of our solar system. Now, this is the parliaments of trees, fire, gusts, wave, and planets, and essentially they make up the living portions of the Earth, and of course planets that represents our solar system. Each one is a planet. They were initially created by Gaea, and they represent large sections of the Earth and our solar system, of course, and I just think that they're more powerful than the Guardians, so that's why they're right here at number 72. So, Gaea is here at number 71 because she actually created the solar system and is the mother to the Titans. Now, the Titans are a vastly powerful group of creatures that exist on the Earth. She created the Earth and all the solar system. So, that's a solar system level of power that she can create. That's pretty crazy, so that's why she's right here at number 71. At number 70, we have Max Faraday. Now, Max Faraday is a character with vast reality warping powers. He is directly tied to the creation equation, which is pretty much like very similar to the anti-life equation that is pursued by Darkseid. However, his own capabilities are his human mind, and he doesn't have a lot of feats showing his events powers because of this limitation, so that's why he ranks in, for now, right here at number 70. At number 69, we have the Promethean Giants. Now, the Promethean Giants are only powerful because of their size, honestly. So, essentially, these guys are the size of planets. Superheroes can only talk to them by using, like, a super loud Omega speaker to blast right in front of their eyes so they know something's there. Like, it's comically huge how large they are. Compared to Gaea, they'd be considered, like, massive giants. So that's why they're right here at number 69. At number 68, we have the lesser of Earth's magicians. Now, by lesser, I don't mean that they're weak. I just mean in comparison to another magician on Earth, they are less than him. So, from left to right, top to bottom, we have Zatara, Zatanna, Clarion the Witch Boy, Black Alice, Felix Faust, Tracy 13, John Constantine, and Kid Omega. Now, that's a lot of characters, but that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the magicians on Earth. Those are just the ones listed there, and they're very powerful. They use spells and incantations and are capable of reality warping and other effects with them. However, they have to draw their powers from somewhere, and where they draw their power from isn't the absolute strongest place in the world, or the way they use it isn't in the absolute best way. So that's why they're right here at number 68. At number 67, we have the lesser demons. Now, these are demon-type characters or residents of hell and other dimensions like that are weaker than, like, Trigon. So, there's a big scale when I say lesser. So, from left to right, we have Merlin, Etrigan, Belial, Ranvadath, Lord Satanus, and Lady Blaze, and at the very bottom, we have the Demons 3. Now, these are all characters that are strong, however, they're not quite as strong as I would like them to be, and I don't think they could destroy a sun quite easily with their full power. So that's why they're right here at number 67. At number 66, we have Solaris. Now, Solaris is an artificial sun, consciousness bodied to machinery, which appears and looks like a sun, but essentially he has all the powers you would think a living sun would have. He can shoot laser beams out of his eye that have, like, fusion heat, and, like, he's essentially a sun, okay? So he's a Superman villain, he's vastly powerful, and that's why I said, could they destroy a sun? That's because could they beat Solaris, okay? So that's why Solaris is right here at number 66. Number 65 is Sun Eater. Now, this should come as no surprise. Sun Eater is essentially an eater of suns, while Solaris is a destroyer of suns. So they gotta be reasonably the same power. However, when they did fight, as seen in the panel in the corner of your screen, Sun Eater won. So, that's why he's right here at number 65. At number 64, we have Starbreaker. Now, Starbreaker is the adult form of Sun Eater, so he's just above him. Yeah, that's it. At number 63, we have Wave Rider. Now, Wave Rider, his entire power is that he can ride the time stream, and he can do so with, like, utmost mastery. So, he's like the Flash, if the Flash was actually good with time travel, and he uses it as a weapon. So, he's extremely powerful in that regard, and that's why he's right here at number 63. At 62, we have Shazam and the Wizard. Now, Shazam and the Wizard are both extremely powerful characters that have magical powers and derive their power from gods, and they can time travel, and they can do all sorts of crazy stuff. So that additional thing of time travel is what bumped him up right here above Wave Rider, and why he's right here at number 62. At number 61, we have the Time People. Now, what I mean by this is like Time Trapper, Infinite Man, Eternion, and Timekeeper all have relatively similar powers. They govern and they protect the time stream. Now, Infinite Man, he's actually kind of different. He's a little bit more powerful than I'd say some of the rest of these, because he's actually a shard of Highfather. He's a new god. And then another one who's different is Epoch, and he's kind of like Kang the Conqueror from Marvel Comics. He's a time traveler that from the 64th century that goes back in time and messes with people from, like, lower time periods. So, they're all relatively similar and all very powerful, so that's why they're right here at number 61. At number 60, we have the Fourth Dimensional Gods. Now, the Fourth Dimensional Gods are a race of old and new gods that govern over the fourth dimension, and to humans they appear as deities, which is why they are often worshipped. However, the Fourth Dimensional Gods can be beaten by three-dimensional beings, i.e. Darkseid and Superman, and they are above the time stream, which is why I place them directly above all the time supervisors, as you would say, and that's why they are all right here at number 60. At 59, we have the father of Darkseid, Yuga Khan. Now, Yuga Khan is more powerful than Darkseid. I think in the New 52, they said something like Darkseid was more powerful. But, come on. His feats and everything we've seen him do strongly suggest that he's more powerful than Darkseid. He's the most powerful out of all of the old and new gods. He's just very powerful, so that's why he's right here at 59. Number 58 is Siva. Now, Siva is a character that was supposed to embody the gap and the need for a deity in between the period of the old and the new gods. So he technically has the power of all the old and all the new gods. And there were 7 of his kind, and the other ones died out and their power was transferred to him. So he's vastly powerful, more powerful than any new or old god combined, and that's why he's right here at number 58. At number 57, we have Cecile Geeky Wad Bumwhipple. Now, Cecile Geeky Wad Bumwhipple is a character that was a Lobo villain. His whole power was that he could create anything and that he wanted due to his thoughts, but his whole thing is his people believed in him, he was more powerful. So Lobo got people to stop believing in him, and then Lobo defeated him. So that's why he's right here at number 57, simply because he has the potential to be really, really powerful, strongest in the universe, one of the most powerful gods yet, but he's not. At number 56, we have the Council of Living Stars. Now, this is an embodiment of, like, constellations that band together, and they're wildly powerful. Like, Aquarius, the Rogue One, was able to ravage almost the entire universe with his raw power. Just imagine, like, someone who has a hand made of nebulas and galaxies smacking you. Like, he was absolutely insane, so that's why he's right here at number 56. At number 55, we have the He-Man wannabe Malador the Dark Lord. He was stated to be as strong as one universe, or nearly as strong. He was killed by Krona at the start of the JLA Avengers crossover, and that's pretty much all we know about him. So that's why he ranks with kind of the other Universal characters at number 55. At number 54, we have Rao. Now, Rao is the Kryptonian god. However, he's very different from all the other god pantheons because he created the universe. Yeah, he is actually the god that created the main Earth 1 universe in DC Comics, and that's why he's powerful with all the other kind of universe-level characters. Nebulo is the evolved form of a universe. He's gained sentience, and he's vastly powerful. Rao created kind of one universe, and this is kind of the evolved form, so that's why I put him just above Rao right here at number 53. Jenny Quantum Pre-Crisis rolls onto this list at number 52. Now, Jenny Quantum Pre-Crisis was before they made her character really weak and had her be killed by a single touch by Captain Atom. This is the one where she created 2 universes at her full power, so she's starting to get into the multiversal kind of area. So that's why I put her just above like Nebula and the other universal characters at 52. At number 51, we have Decreator. Now, Decreator was summoned by a bunch of cultists and stopped by the Doom Patrol. He was never actually stopped. They just set off a frequency that disrupted his, just enough so that the universe wouldn't be devoured right away. So if that just shows his power, yes, he devours universes. Yes, that's why I did put him above Jenny Quantum, simply because in Rebirth, she was destroyed by Captain Atom. This guy would not be destroyed by Captain Atom, okay? So that's my reasoning, and that's why I put it right here at number 51. At number 50, we have Zone Child. Now, Zone Child is the entirety and all the power within the Phantom Zone personified. Essentially, he said he had all the power that he could destroy the universe just by thinking, and then he started to before he was stopped by Mr. Mind and Superman. Another similar feat like this is when Amazo, Golden Amazo, from Amazo Returns from the Justice League United show, threatens to destroy the entirety of the universe instantly, and he like starts to, but then he stops. So that's kind of the power we're dealing with here, so that's why he's number 50. At number 49, we have Rift. Now, Rift is a character that started off kind of weaker, but then he was actually able to mature, unlike a lot of these characters. And he was able to create a multiversal breach and affect two universes at the same time, reality warping either of them on a massive scale. And this is what kind of makes him very powerful. This is the feat I'm going off of, and that's why I put him right here at number 49. So at number 47, we have the Quantum Mechanics. Now, the Quantum Mechanics are a group of aliens that were one of the first in the universe, and essentially they started to die, and they said, well, we can't have this happen, let's make an afterlife for ourselves. So they went out, and they started taking chunks out of other universes and other planets, and basically they went throughout the multiverse, kind of just stealing the best things they saw, until they run in with the Justice League of America. They almost are able to complete their goals. Through plot device and storytelling, they actually are beaten, but their raw power earns them right here at number 47. At number 46, we have Trigon and the other greater Hell Lords. Now, on this list, I included Trigon, Astaroth, Asmodeus, Beelzebub, Asmodal, Abaddon, the First of the Fallen, and Azazel. Now, all of these are very powerful Hell Lords who could devour universes if they wanted to. However, they need kind of like a footing on that universe to do so. They're all around the same power, so I grouped them right here at number 46. At number 45, we have Neron. Now, Neron has gotten vastly more powerful over the years. He created a lot of the great spellbooks, summoned a lot of the greatest, and created a lot of the greatest, demons that plague DC Comics. He took over Hell from Trigon and his triumvirate, and, beat all the other Hell Lords. I was really suspicious of this at first, but then I looked into it, and I believe that out of all of the kind of Hell Lords, he is the strongest, which is why he gets his own slot right here at number 45. At number 44, we have Monarch. Now, Monarch is a character who originated from the Big Bang, and his power comes from that. It's stored inside of him, and his armor is so unbreakable that it said the monitors couldn't even break it. His whole power is that he's strong enough to destroy universes, which was starting to sound really crazy now. And so he's very powerful, and he was defeated by Superman Prime 1 million. So that's why he's right here at number 44. Number 43 is Imperiex. Now, Imperiex is just like Monarch, except more powerful, okay? They both get their powers from the Big Bang. They have similar power sets, except Imperiex can create black holes and blast strong enough to destroy multiple universes, and he makes black holes so big that it can destroy an entire universe just with one bomb around his waist. He's so very powerful, so that's why he comes in just above Monarch at number 43. Number 42 is the multiversal reality warper Dominus. Now, Dominus technically doesn't warp reality. His warps are just very strong illusions that almost no one can break out of. So effectively, he's a reality warper. Once a friend of Kismet, she gained the power of the sentience of the multiverse, whatever her power is. He wanted it so badly that he did so much power to just get as strong as she was, but he never could. It was always just an illusion of what her power really was. So that's why he comes in right here at number 42. At number 41, we have Mr. Mind Evolved version. Now, this version of Mr. Mind is the one that you'll see in the middle of the screen right there, and that's when he was literally eating universes. Like these other guys, they'll blow up a universe. He literally threatened to eat the entire multiverse which is crazy. So that's why he's above these other guys. So that's why he places him right here at number 41. At number 40, we have Agitator. Agitator is a character who was a omnipotent, kind of godlike character who could warp multiple realities across universes across the multiverse at the same time. He was defeated by Wonder Woman when she got him to reveal the truth of his intentions, which was a no-go because his masters, the Overseers, also known later as the Monitors, didn't want him to destroy the universe, which was what his plan was. So they took him back, and that's how he was defeated. And that amount of power is why he ranks in right here at number 40. At number 39, we have the most powerful Lord of Order, Kismet. Now, Kismet is extremely, extremely powerful. She was given, the sentience of a universe and, all this different power. She helped Superman defeat Imperiex. Dominus is, worry and, craves her power. She's extremely, extremely strong. So, that's why I placed her right here, kind of where it starts to get into the super, super powerful characters at number 39. Anti-Fate is a character that you might not know. He's kind of obscure. Essentially, the Lords of Order had just empowered Dr. Fate with all their different power, and he became super, super strong. And the Lords of Chaos said, "We can't have that!" And they created Anti-Fate. Now, Anti-Fate is almost as strong as Dr. Fate in every single way, but Order always prevails over Chaos, and thus he was beaten. So he comes in just under Dr. Fate, right here at number 38. At number 37, we have Dr. Fate at full power. Now, this is Fate when he was imbued with the power of all the Lords of Order, and, yeah. So, essentially, Kismet's one of them, so that crazy, universal, powerful girl. That all of that power was in him. On this level of power, Fate's able to keep up with people like the Spectre and stuff like that, although not for long, admittedly, against the Spectre, but he did. So that's why it comes in really powerful right here at number 37. At number 36, we have the full power of the Lords of Order and the Lords of Chaos. Now, this is their unleashed versions. They're extremely powerful. The Lords of Order at their unleashed versions would be just above super full power Dr. Fate, and the Lords of Chaos would be just above super powerful unleashed kind of Anti-Fate. So this is kind of the two characters combined, so their full power is immense, and they would be right here at number 36. At number 35, we have the 7 Deadly Sins. Now, the 7 Deadly Sins are entities that represent the 7 deadly sins in humanity. Now, these are so insanely powerful multiversal beings that were released by Pandora that they can quite literally, when all combined using their full powers and even sacrificing themselves to unleash their full power, could potentially destroy the multiverse, which is absolutely insane. So that's why they're ranking right here at number 35. Pandora released the 7 deadly sins, so it should reason that when she's the one that reclaims them. So she went back in Rebirth, and she captured all of the 7 deadly sins and beat them all at the same time. Now, this extraordinary amount of power against characters that could potentially destroy the multiverse is what gains her this spot right here at number 34. Coming in at number 33, we have the Monitors. Now, the Monitors exist in the multiverse, and each one of them monitors one universe. So, the more Monitors there are, the less powerful one singular Monitor is. That's why, Mxyzptlk, who was the last Monitor, had to monitor the entire multiverse, which is why he was so powerful. But anyway, they just have immense, immense power. Even more than the likes of, the 7 Deadly Sins. So that's why they rank in right here at number 33. At number 32, we have the Thought Robot. Now, the Thought Robot was created by Mxyzptlk to represent the power of storytelling. And, of course, it takes the form of Superman, as he is DC's kind of best, kind of hopeful storytelling thing. And he was created to fight Mandrake. However, it kind of just weakened him down, and then Mxyzptlk, the last Monitor, with the power of all the Monitors combined, was able to take him down. So that's why I placed the Thought Robot right here, as he's almost as strong as Mxyzptlk, but not quite. Predictably, at number 31, we have Mxyzptlk. Now, Mxyzptlk has the power of all the Monitors, as stated before. He needed the Thought Robot to beat Mandrake, so that shows that he's actually slightly weaker than Mandrake, and he's just extremely powerful. He presides over the multiverse, watching all of it, just monitoring, of course, and that's why he places in right here at number 31. Mandrake, the Dark Monitor, was created to kind of one-up the Anti-Monitor. It didn't really work that way, because Mandrake was supposedly as strong as 52 universes, aka the entire multiverse, but, the Anti-Monitor was almost as powerful to devour infinite multiverses, so that's kind of the problem. So, So, in my opinion, the Dark Monitor is definitely weaker than the Anti-Monitor. And so, and he's about as strong as, like, all of the Monitors combined, in the way that the story panned out, so that's why he's right here at number 30. At number 29, we have the weaker emotional entities, like Ion, Parallax, whatever the orange entity's name is, the Butcher, and all these emotional entities. Pretty much everyone except for Adara, the blue entity. And that's because Adara is the most powerful. The reason I say that is because when you have a blue lantern ring, it's the most powerful, but you can't reach your full potential with it without a green lantern because of the kind of the condition of being a human. You know, you can't fully have hope without willpower and all that stuff. But if you're the blue emotional entity, you don't have that restriction. So that's why the blue entity would be vastly more powerful than any of these other entities here. Which is and the reason why these entities are above the Monitor is because, like, these entities are what drive the entirety of the multiverse. So that's why they're right here at number 29. Like I said earlier, number 28 is Adara. Number 27 is Krona from the JLA Avengers crossover. In this story, he was able to take the power of every single emotional entity in the DC multiverse, and with it, he was able to take both multiverses and manipulate them heavily. So that was pretty crazy. Of course, I'm not saying that he's as powerful as the Amalgam brothers. Not even close, but he's still immensely powerful as he was able to tie together two multiverses with the combined power of the emotional entities. Number 26 is Nekron. Now, Nekron utilized the second most powerful emotional kind of aspect, which is no emotions at all. And this is the Black Lantern. They represent death. And in his storyline, Blackest Night, he was able to defeat all the emotional entities with the power of death. And he used the Anti-Monitor as his battery, although it didn't work out for him in the end. It just showed that he was vastly powerful. At number 25, we have the Life Entity. Now, the Life Entity represents an entity that has control over all the emotional spectrum and is vastly more powerful than death. It has power over life itself, and its White Lanterns are the most powerful lanterns out of any of them. And these White Lanterns were able to beat all of Nekron's lackeys, and the Life Entity was able to completely curb stomp Nekron. So that's why it's right here at number 25. At number 24, we have Barbatos and the other Dark Multiverse gods. Now, Barbatos was stated to be just one of a couple Dark Multiverse gods, and the Dark Multiverse, Barbatos was able to kill the Forger, who was another god, who was stated to be on the levels of the Anti-Monitor, which is absolutely insane. Now, I don't believe that he was fully as powerful as the Anti-Monitor, but even if he was, that would put Barbatos as extremely powerful and able to destroy an insanely powerful entity. So that's why I put him right here at number 24. At number 23 is Superman Prime 1 Million. Now, Superman Prime 1 Million was the result of another universe's Superman slamming through the source wall and being tutored under the Presence, and then flying into the sun for 15,000 years and soaking up all that energy. He's immensely powerful, and like in the normal universe, Superman is more powerful than Batman. So that I put Superman Prime over Barbatos. But in all seriousness, I do think that he's more powerful than Barbatos, as I believe he has more raw power, as he was trained under the Source and all that good stuff. And that's why he's right here at number 23. At number 22 is Azmodus. Now, Azmodus is what happened when the Spectre left a host, and the host retained a lot of the Spectre's power, and then was enhanced by one of the demons of hell, and like all combined to form one powerful entity that was listed as the second most powerful foe of the Spectre. And, of course, the first most powerful being Eclipso. And Eclipso happens to be our number 21. Eclipso is the former Spirit of Vengeance from the Presence, and what happened is he kind of, like, went rogue, and then the Presence had to kind of send the Spectre after him. He's less powerful than the Spectre, but he's not that much less powerful, so that's why he comes in just below the Spectre at number 21. At number 20, we have a three-way tie between the Fatalist, the Radiant, and the Spectre. Now, the Spectre is the vengeance of God. He represents one of the aspects of God, and he's one of the most powerful characters in all of DC Comics, and he needs a host to survive. However, as you can see to the left, he has the Radiant. The Radiant is a kind of loving, more careful entity who's a part of the Spectre, and the other entity that makes up the Spectre is the Fatalist. The Fatalist is the more destructive and gory version of the Spectre. And together they make up this kind of triumvirate that represents God's vengeance. So that's why they're ranking right here at number 20. Number 19 is Antimatter Man. Now, Antimatter Man is a character that had a very short run. Essentially, he came from the antimatter dimension, but was extremely infused with antimatter. So he basically disrupted the very fabric of our positive matter universe. And essentially, the Spectre went to fight him, and he zapped the Spectre with this really powerful blast, and it disfigured the Spectre. And basically, he started running rampant. The heroes were able to revive the Spectre. The Spectre came and sent 2 universes crashing into him and sent him back into the antimatter dimension. So this toolage of the Spectre is what earns him the place right here at number 19. At number 18, we have Emperor Joker. Emperor Joker is the result of Mr. Mxyzptlk giving 99% of his power to the Joker on accident. This made the Joker so powerful that he disfigured the Spectre, kind of in the same way Antimatter Man did, and ruled kind of crazily. However, Mxyzptlk got his powers back, and then that was the end of Emperor Joker. So that's why he places in right here at number 18. At number 17, we have the 5th dimensional imps that aren't Mr. Mxyzptlk because he's the most powerful. I still rank them above the Emperor Joker because they're actual 5th dimensional imps, while he is not. At number 16, we have Mr. Mxyzptlk. Now, Mr. Mxyzptlk is a character that often tools the Spectre at his normal power. However, when the Spectre gets a power boost, he can't stand against the Spectre anymore. So that's why I placed him just under the character that does tool the Spectre when he has a big power boost. By the way, leave in the comments how you say Mr. Mxyzptlk. I'm probably sure I'm butchering it. I went to tons of online pronunciation things and tried to find out how to say it, but I'm sorry, I'm probably still butchering it, so please tell me how to say it. At number 15, we have the Cathexis. The Cathexis are 6th dimensional aliens that's higher than 5th dimensional, so that's really why they're right here. So, if you already guessed, I wasn't talking about the Cathexis when I said I put Mr. Mxyzptlk in the 5th dimensional imps under someone who was able to tool the Spectre with a massive power boost. By that, I mean the Anti-Monitor. If you haven't read Crisis on Infinite Earths, I guess it's kind of hard to get, but if you haven't read it, essentially in the story, the Spectre gets a full power boost and the backing of every magician in the universe, and he tries his very hardest full boost to stop the Anti-Monitor. And the Anti-Monitor wrecks him anyway, and puts him essentially in a giant coma. So that's why I placed him kind of right here. It's because he kind of is more powerful than Mr. Mxyzptlk, because he was able to beat him with full power. At number 13, we have the blue boy himself, Dr. Manhattan. Now, you might be saying, how is Dr. Manhattan more powerful than the Anti-Monitor? And that's because the Anti-Monitor put up a fight. It actually took effort for him to defeat the Spectre at full power. Dr. Manhattan easily tools people like Mr. Mxyzptlk. Quite easily. And since the Anti-Monitor is in the same kind of range as Mr. Mxyzptlk, I would say, even if it took more effort and maybe a little bit of a fight, Dr. Manhattan could take the Anti-Monitor. So that's why he's just above him right here. When deciding who would win between a fight, Dr. Manhattan and the Ultimator, I put some logic into place, okay? So the Ultimator is the manifestation of the 10th dimension, which is the highest spatial dimension, okay? It is him. However, the only dimension that Dr. Manhattan that could be, and that could be higher than that, would be the dimension of, like, the Endless. And we saw the dimension that Dr. Manhattan resides in, and it's definitely not the Endless's dimension. Or, like, Lucifer Morningstar's area. Like, he's not there. He's also not in the 10th dimension because he couldn't be, because he was, like, the only one in there. The 6th dimension. That's the alien. That means he would be as strong as the Cathexis. However, I think he's still a bit stronger than the Cathexis, because Mxyzptlk says he's way beyond him. So it still means that Dr. Manhattan's in the 7th, 8th, or 9th dimension, but he's still not the 10th dimension. So he can't hold a candle to the Ultimator. That's why Ultimator's right here at number 12. At number 11, we have the 3 kindly ones, / the Fury, / the Fates, / essentially they're those 3 kind of hags that hang around. And the reason why they're this powerful, they weren't even on my list for the longest time, until I started reading Morpheus. And they destroyed an aspect of Dream, which means they were able to harm an Endless. To be fair, not the stronger ones, okay? But one of the Endless. And to prevent them from destroying Dream entirely, Death had to swoop in. So that made me think, oh, they're just under the Endless. Ultimator couldn't even harm Dream. Dream is actually the one that stopped Ultimator. So that's why I put them right here at number 11. Starting off our top 10 most powerful characters in the DC multiverse is actually not a character at all, it's a group, and that is the Endless. If you don't know about the Endless, the Imaginary Axis has an amazing video on them. Essentially, they're a group of siblings. They are the children of time and night, aka reality, like the existence of the multiverse and the non-existence of the multiverse. They're children, and they represent like dream, destiny, dream being non-reality, destiny, death. They're just like basic concepts that must exist if human life exists. And they are undestroyable, like they will always exist, and they exist in a spatial dimension that is unreachable, and they're just insanely powerful. So that's why they're here at number 10. At number 9, we have the parents of the Endless, Time and Night. Like I said before, time represents, like, not just time, but kind of reality and existence, and night represents, like, the feeble disintegration of the multiverse. So they're very powerful, and they are right here at number 9. At number 8, we have Ramakrishna. Now, Ramakrishna is one of the more powerful aspects of God. She isn't, I believe, exactly tied to the presence, but some people think so. She represents the cosmic balance. Good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. And to show that she still has power, because Morpheus was bad, he was trapped for 100 years, and everything bad started happening to him. So that shows that she still has power over the Endless, and that's why she's right here at number 8. At number 7, we have the Word. Now, the Word is essentially the Spectre if the Spectre actually did his job, instead of just, like, jobbering around all the time. Now, the Word essentially hunts down threats to the universe and imbalances, just like the Living Tribunal, actually, and he responds only to the presence. He's extremely powerful, and he was able to hunt down a threat that was supposedly stronger than the Spectre. And his implied power is what gets him right here at number 7. At number 6, we have Lucifer Morningstar and Michael Demiurgus, the two brothers. Lucifer, with the power to warp matter within the multiverse that his brother Michael had the power to create. Combined, they created the entirety of the DC multiverse. They're both insanely powerful and very, very capable. And they are both incredibly smart, although I believe Lucifer more so. They are both very cool characters. You can learn more about them at Comic Drake or Imaginary Axis yet again, and yeah, so that's why they're right here at number 6. At number 5, we have Sinar. Now, Sinar, actually was the one who created the multiverse. However, he had the entirety, both Lucifer and Michael's powers, all combined into one, and he was the Presence's first kind of creation. But the Presence didn't like what he was doing, so what he did is he cast him out and gave the demiurgic power and split it between two people so that the multiverse would be better, so they'd have to agree on things, which was the best for the multiverse. But Sinar was the OG, and he's as powerful as both of them combined. At number 4, we have the Presence without the Great Evil Beast and the Great Evil Beast without the Presence. Now, the Presence created Sinar and Lucifer Morningstar and all blah, blah, blah. Essentially, he's just a little bit more powerful than both Lucifer and Michael and everyone else in the entire multiverse combined, okay? The Great Evil Beast is actually his equal and opposite. And when they combined into one, they formed kind of this uber presence. But when they weren't combined, this is where they were, and this is where they'd be at number 4. At number 3, we have Elaine Belloc in the Presence with the Great Evil Beast. Now, after the Presence had absorbed the power of the Great Evil Beast, he was more powerful than ever before, and that's the Presence I'm talking about here. However, as he left, he gave all of his powers to Elaine Belloc. Elaine Belloc is essentially the niece of Michael Demiurgos, who took over the role of the Presence after the original left. So that's why they're right here at number 3. If the Great Evil Beast was the yin-yang to the Presence before he had all that power, once you add them both together and double the Presence's power and make them combined, now the yin-yang is Prelia. And Prelia has the power to destroy the entire multiverse, including the Presence, easily. And when the Presence went out into the out of his own creation, he went directly into Prelia and was easily corrupted and overtaken. So that just shows how immensely, immensely powerful she is. Prelia is so much stronger than the Presence, and it really shows, and how she stated that she's destroyed the multiverse time and time again, and allowed the Presence to recreate it. So that's why she's right here at number 2. At number 1, we have Monitor Mind the Overvoid. If you are wondering what was kind of laying in the soup that is the Omniverse that connects the multiverses, that would be Primal Monitor, the Overvoid, okay? Essentially, this first character popped up while Superman was hanging off the edge of the multiverse, outside of, like, Pralia and all that stuff, when he was fighting Mandrak, and he looked down and he saw the Primal Monitor. And this character is infinitely times more powerful than the Presence, as the Presence resides over one multiverse. The Primal Monitor resides over all of them. The Primal Monitor could also be known as the One Above All. So if you're looking for the actual comparison, who's the equivalent to Marvel's One Above All, it's not the Presence. I actually have a video explaining that. It would be the Primal Monitor, the Overvoid. So that's why the Primal Monitor ranks in right here at number 1. In 50th place, we have World's Funnest Batmite and Mr. Mxyzptlk. If you didn't know, World's Funnest is a storyline where Mxyzptlk and Batmite reveal that they really have been holding back this whole time, and are the most powerful beings in every existence that has ever existed. Literally, just look it up on Wikipedia, okay? They do insane stuff, like, they start picking up galaxies in the Prime Universe, start whacking each other with them, and the Spectre says, "Stop that!" And Mr. Mxyzptlk just smacks him with a galaxy and knocks him out. And then they destroy the entire universe. And then they go to Earth 2 and destroy the entire multiverse. And then they go to the Primal Monitor Overvoid area and they start fighting in there. And they say, "Whoopsie," and they destroy all of creation. And then they go to the quote-unquote real world, which I guess is just an extremely high spatial dimension. Okay, a cheap gag. I'm saying it's the high spatial dimension, even out of the One Above All and the Primal Monitor's domain. And they basically destroy that, including the writers. And then put everything back and say, "Do it again next Tuesday." Okay, so they're more powerful than the Primal Monitor. They're meant to be jokes, okay? Don't get super mad at me and start arguing that I'm wrong. Just look it up on Wikipedia if you want really more information. Thank you so much. That's the end of the list, I promise. There's no one after this. So, that's 50th place. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, man. I've been working on this DC ranking for a long time, and I know this one's going to be a little long, but this is every DC character. There is no part 2 to this, okay? So this is the most powerful DC characters, all 74 that I included. If I were to include another character, 75th place, it would probably be Superman, if that helps you. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos by me, look at that box on the left, subscribe to my channel on that little icon in the middle, and the recommended, you'll see Aki Dosta, he makes anime paint openings and meme compilations, and you'll also see Creep MC, who makes Minecraft and Fortnite tutorials. And please go check out the Imaginary Axis. I know his upload schedule is actually a little bit worse than mine, but he's such a great YouTuber, and he's an inspiration to me, and just check him out, please. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Press like if you liked the video. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload next. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.